Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today I'm building a new work table and going to probably junk this one. I don't know. It was built with a bunch of scraps and it's too small. I don't like it anymore. It still does somewhat decent, but it's not good enough. So I have acquired some 2x4s over here that need cleaned up a little bit. Some really awesome plywood back here, which is going to be my bottom and my top shelves of the table. This plywood's got like I don't know, it's not a laminate on it. It's got some kind of material on it though. It's really nice and smooth, almost like a whiteboard but black. And I did have to go. I went and bought some 4x4s. I got some my buddy gave me. They've got way too many nails in them and splits, and they're just wore out for what I was wanting. So I did buy 4x4s for the legs, and I'm gonna try to walk you guys through this as best I can, trying to film all this. But I wouldn't go off my measurements for this build. And the reason I say that is because every table should be built to be ergonomically fit to you or whoever's using it. And this height right here of this current table, this is what I like for my table. So why is this lid not cooperating? There we go. So my table, from the ground to the top of it's 32 inches. This seems to be a good fit for me. Some people would like them higher, about where your elbow is at. I'm not doing that on mine. I like this height. This kind of height I've kept all my work tables in the past, so that's what we're doing on this one also. So step one is going to be, we're going to cut these down. Now for me, my height, if I'm cutting these down to the height I want to get the table at, I know, not counting my wheels, so I'm going to come off of that. I'm 31 to the base, right here before my tabletop, which is a 3/4 inch top. So I'm at 31 inches. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna cut 4 of these down to 31. And we're gonna do some half lap joints, all that fun stuff, you know. So I'm gonna do my best to film this for you guys. Hopefully walk you through, give you some ideas on how to build a table and how to do half lap joints. I don't think I can get a third one, can I? I can get 3 out of one of these. So all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these cut to the size I want, and we'll be back to do half lap joints. All right, guys. So here's what I'm doing. All right, I got a spare block of wood here, scrap piece, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer these marks over to this one just for the time being, and this way we can use it to do set our saw up. So I got, this is my length I'm cutting, this is my depth I'm cutting. So what I want to remove is all of this right here. Now there's many ways you can do this. You can do this with a circular saw. You can probably even set it up with a Sawzall maybe. But what you're going to do, let me pull the saw in here real quick so you can see. If you have one of these DeWalt saws, you probably know this, but this little stopper right here, yeah, we can see it. Yep, this right here, right? Sorry, this flips up. When it's up, your saw will come all the way down, just like this, and cut all the way through it. When you put this down, yeah, I'm really struggling trying to film and see what I'm doing. You adjust this screw here, and it's going to hit on that stopper right there. So as you can see there now, my blade didn't go all the way down. I know it's not a great example. Watch your foot there, buddy. But that's what we're going for, all right? So you can use, where did I put the tool to my saw at? I thought I hung it in here. I did. All right, so you use the tool that came with your saw more than likely, and you can adjust this thing. All right, that'll work. Now the next thing we got to do before we can just start cutting these is you got to have a sacrificial board up here, and it looks like we're just going to use the end of this 4x4. We're going to set it in place, and the reason you do that is because when your blade comes down, you're not going to be able to get this back cut right here. You're going to have basically, if you put the piece you're cutting up against your fence, you're just going to get a bunch of half moon cuts, kind of like this. You know what I mean? But it's going to be the whole length of your board. You need to be able to actually slide your saw to make this cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do a practice cut on this scrap board I got. Just make sure I got everything set up, and then we'll be ready to cut the legs. All right, now let's see if our depth came out good. Look at that, guys. That's perfect depth, right where we wanted to be at. So we know this will work. Now you just got to do a whole bunch of these little cuts all the way down. Then you break them all off, chisel them out, you'll be good to go. So I'm not going to bore you with me cutting 4 of these. I was just showing you how to set that up. I'm going to get them cut and we'll be back in a little bit. All right, folks, we're back. I got all 4 legs cut finally. What a messy, nasty job that was. So what I've got now, so we cut one side out here, we took one side out here, and then we took one side out right here and one side right here for the bottom. So now all we got to do is a little cleanup on them to do, but not near as much as what it could have been. So you're just going to bust these out of here. Kind of just like that. This does make a mess, I promise you. That's why I went ahead and my garage is a disaster right now. And that's why I chose to go ahead and build this table before I deep clean my garage, because I knew this was going to make a mess. I got sawdust everywhere right now. So anyhow, once you break the top out, it's going to look just like that. So we'll have, this will be a corner, obviously, you know, it's a leg. We're going to have 2x4 coming here, 2x4 coming here. It'll all attach right there and be nice and strong. So let me knock all these out and start cleaning them up. I'll see y'all in a little while. All right, folks, believe it or not, I got all 4 cut. It's exactly how they're going to go. So your short pieces be your insides, because you know you're going to have 2x4s on the outside or whatever wood you choose to do these for. And then I done my ones at the bottom. So we got those cut. Now it's time to start cutting some 2x4s to length, and I start getting a table put together. So I'm not going to bore you with the cutting part like everything else, but I'll be back to show you all start assembling this thing. Alright guys, we're getting there now. Let's see what I'm going for. Now I know it looks like we don't have a lot right here. It's going to be holding this 4x4, but you got to remember, we're not leaving it like this and putting a ton of weight on it. There's going to be wood back in here to support this opening. So now, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could put a router bit in your trim router and get your depth set correctly, and you could just start cleaning them up, which is what I might do actually. Or if you don't have a router and a router bit, you could always just use a chisel and, you know, take your time and do just like this right here. Start getting under it and get them up and off of there. But I think I'm going to see if my M18 trim router, if that'll work to get down in here and really clean these up. So I'll be right back. All right guys, I did a little assembly here off camera. Sorry about that. I just kind of got going with it, but it does help me a lot because now I can stand it up and do this next section, kind of figure out where everything needs to go, because you know I'm just a one person. See? Just like that. So what I'm going to have to do is use some clamps, I guess. So first thing I'm going to do, I am gluing and screwing these pieces together. Let's see if we can get some glue to run down this side here. Don't need to be crazy with it, but enough. And then some on this 2x4 if it don't fall over, and some on the bottom. All right, now take this one. We'll get it in place how we want it for right now. Just put a clamp there. Let's see if I can stand this one back up by myself. It's not bad. That'll kind of hold it in place for the time being. This is the only part that really sucks about working by yourself, is you really need a couple extra set of hands. All right, so now I'm going to try to go ahead and put this other corner in, or this other side. So I'm going to do the same over here. There we go. I'll get that other clamp. Now you could be real fancy and get you a glue brush and brush all this glue around your joints. That way they fit nice and pretty. But I ain't doing that. This will fit, promise. There we go. That's kind of what we're looking for. Now we don't know if these are square yet, so that's our next step. Where's my square at? Kind of doing just a little bit of, this one's out of square a little, which is expected right now. because I don't have it this side attached at all. Let's see what that gave us there. It's pretty close. Let's see if we're square here. We're out just a hair bit, not much though. I think it's good enough that we can send a screw through here to hold this one in place, and then we'll put our screws in to hold it into the sides there. So I'm gonna put one in the middle. I'm gonna do that on both ends here real quick. And I believe I'm using just some, these are probably 2.5 or 3 inch screws. Nothing special here. There we go. There'll be a lot of screws to put in this once we're all done, but I ain't really stressing about that at the moment. I'm trying to just get one per joint. Now the glue's probably gonna do most of the holding anyways on it. But now, let's get some more screws, more glue, and do the other side. There we go. So that's just the top part, and obviously it's weak right now. It's only got one screw in each side of these, one per end and then one per end. So it's a very weak table at the moment, but that's okay because we have all of our crossboards to put on it next. So actually, I should probably go ahead and take my sheet of plywood to put on it beforehand. So let me turn y'all off for a minute. I got one sheet already cut down to the 6 foot length that this table is going to be, and I guess I should get it cut and get it put in place before I put my next pieces on. So we'll be back. All right guys, I got my bottom piece cut and set in there, and it's not exact. It's up a little bit right now because I got to put these cross supports in for it to sit on. And then I guess while we got it up like this, I need to go ahead and start taking apart. Well, not really taking apart, but I need to get the wheels off that table because they're going on this one and that table's going to the trash. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put these in. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the rest of them like we did the top. Really no need to bore you with that, but I'm glad I went ahead and did this sheet of plywood and got it to fit in there because that'd have been a pain in the butt to put in with these already in. So I guess I'm just gonna roll the table around and we'll see y'all in a little bit. We'll be back to put wheels on it. All right, we're back. Everything is on the table. Now Emma and I are going to go ahead and start putting these wheels on, which are a little bit dirty. These are really, really good wheels. I love these things. So we're just gonna, I guess it don't matter how we line them up, any which way, but we're gonna get them put on here. I'm probably not using the best screws for this, but that'll work, I think. They worked on the other table, so. There we go, folks. Check that out. Is that not cool or what? We now officially have a rolling base with our bottom shelf in it, which is not screwed down yet, but I will get it screwed down, I promise. So next step, let's lock these wheels. I need two of them, Emma. Next step's gonna be put this next sheet of plywood up top here, and we'll get the track saw out, cut it off, and this will be a done project. So let me get some stuff moved around and we'll be back. All right guys, we are almost finished with this table for tonight. Now what we gotta do is cut the excess off the end of it. That ain't no big deal. We're gonna use a track saw for this. And I don't know how I'm gonna screw it down yet. I don't wanna put, I have no clue where my pencil's at. I do not want to put screws through the top of it. I do got some little angle brackets, but if I use those, then I'm going to have to get a lot better, smaller screw to put in it because I don't have that short of a screw not to come through the top. So I don't know yet. We're gonna figure that out later, but we're gonna at least get this top cut to size. So if you have one of these track saws, you know how easy this is gonna be, or should be. We're gonna line these lines up. Well, put my track the right way. Line them up on there, put a clamp on them, hit it with the saw. There we go. This track saw's right here. Put the track on, I'll cut this direction. Not a big deal. There we go. So now we just have to anyways, now all we have to do is figure out the top. Like I said, I'm gonna use some L brackets I have, and I'll just have to go to the, I don't know, next time I go to the other town over, because I'm actually, believe it or not, kind of done doing business with Home Depot. They're a bunch of goofballs down there, so that'd be it. But now I have a good reason to clean the garage tomorrow, because this table is done, minus some little stuff. I do got a handle coming for it. I got a buddy at work made me a really nice handle I'm gonna put on the side. I'm gonna paint the table and probably fill in my screw hole, stuff like that, because like I told Emma before we started this table, this is gonna be my last work table I ever build, because I don't ever plan on moving, and if I ain't moving, I ain't getting a bigger shop. So this is what we got. But this thing is gonna be great for me and Matthew, and you know, projects we do. I really wish I could tell you guys what this plywood was or what the material is on it, because I don't know. But it comes just like you see. Nothing was done to it. It's just a really nice, smooth tabletop. And actually, I'm going to do a test, because I have a scrap piece. Not that one. I have another piece somewhere around here. But I'm going to cut a small piece. No, right here they are. So these are the pieces I cut out for the bottom shelf to go around the legs. So we're going to do a test on this. And what I want to do is put a little drop of wood glue on it and just see if once it dries, if I can peel it off of there. Because I think it will. I don't know what this stuff is. I wish maybe somebody knows in the comments, you can tell me, but this is what it looks like. And you see it's still plywood, but it's not paint. I mean, this thing is, it's really nice and smooth, and it's like that on both sides of it. So this is just some stuff I got on it from hauling it, but it's awesome plywood. It's gonna make a great table for us. So anyways, if you're looking to build you a really cool shop table, highly recommend you watch this video and take some tips from us. Like I said, remember in the beginning, I said the height is up to you 100%. For me, I like this height. This is good height. I mean, how I can't reach, I can almost grab something across it if it was there, but we got a lot of room to do stuff on it. Lots of room for activities. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we will see you all next time.